channel.
3 rounds to determine one clear winner. This is Iron Rounds. And if you love our content, share, like, subscribe, join the No Press fam and help us grow our channel. And if you want to know about the abilities and origins, check out both playlists titled BAF and the other titled Brief Origins. With that said, let's go. Continuing on with our good, bad, and wild ones. With the wild ones. Round 1, open fields. Alright, let's start off with Bronze Tiger. He has a tough defense. I mean, the guy can dodge bullets and deflect objects being thrown at him with his own 2 hands. He's got speed to dodge several attacks coming from any direction, and may even be able to toss it right back at Bullseye before he could react to it. Sorry, didn't want to say Bullseye. If Bronze could, which he can, he could do something out of Kung Fu Panda 2 style. And if you haven't seen it, it's alright, I'll explain. Po uses his hands to get a hold of a villainous peacock, ultimate weapon being a sort of fireball cannon, and that's the best way I can describe it, and have it tossed back to him before it could go off in Po's hands. With this theory, Bronze could see the object Bullseye hurtled in the air, use certain movement techniques to have the object continue to move at its velocity, shift its direction towards a path that leads to Bullseye way, meaning use his skillful hands to guide it to his target. With speed perhaps increased by the guided hands and the additional force Bronze presents to it, he may be able to give it a boost in its speed and have that travel fast at Bullseye, where he won't have a choice but to feel the full might of it. So yeah, he could probably toss an object right back at Bullseye without it actually attacking him. You know, if you've seen Po shift a little raindrop to a leaf, I mean, it's kind of like that, only in a more faster pace. Now let's talk about Bullseye. I made a solid point on Bronze because, well, on his behalf, because when it comes down to it, if you have the 2 and they have the space to use open fields to their favor, Bullseye just has a lot more going for him. He can bounce objects in ridiculous directions and nail his target. He can make any object a deadly weapon to be thrown with his incredible throwing arm, and he has the sight to get his target even at much further distance. No matter how you spin this, the man clearly has the better odds in this round. Cause you factor in a long or short fight, what can Bronze do to nail Bullseye if he decides to bounce objects in ridiculous angles in the comfort of behind solid walls, which he could probably do. How you gonna stop a man who can make anything into a weapon? I'm talking paper clips, shattered glass, and even playing cards. His arm can throw objects at almost as fast as a bullet. Blocking attacks is possible when something with enough speed, force, momentum coming at you that quite possibly is more likely to break through you rather than you have of blocking that force from doing the damage it was designed to do. Let's say he does block and deflect it. That would take a little more concentration. By that point, Bullseye could toss another fast one or several objects at once and have Bronze scatter his focus for an opening. Ultimately, there has to be one clear winner for this round, and my pick is Bullseye. He clearly has the more experience to take a target out from long range, while Bronze only has his defense to going for him. Apologies. Alright guys, round 2, face to face. Now let's talk about Bronze. While yes, he isn't known for distance, he definitely is no joke up close. I mean, the man knocked out Enchantress with his nerve pinch technique. He gets called upon by the League of Assassins as a hired gun. That's right, assassins call on him. He's even trained fighters like Cassandra Cain, which if you know, you know, and he has even gotten compliments from true martial artist masters like Lady Shiva. Clearly an excellent fighter and would be extremely difficult to handle in mere close proximities. To drive my argument home, in the comics Bronze defeated Midnighter. Now obviously some aren't going to be aware of who I am talking about, but let me explain this man's special abilities. Midnighter can predict outcomes to a fight before the first punch can be thrown. He has a genius intellect that has been compared to a supercomputer. And if that isn't enough, the man has an insane healing factor. Bronze defeated this guy. Now let's talk about Bullseye. Some might think because of his name, he can only really be a threat when it comes to a far offense. Perhaps up close he'd probably be taken to school. But you'd be wrong. The man has fought assassins like Elektra, boxers like Daredevil, and military vets like Frank Castle aka the Punisher. He punched out Juggernaut. If that isn't a true testament of his strength or grit, I don't know what is. And knocked a man out using a paper plane. I believe he did it to Daredevil and the Punisher. He also possesses some godlike weapon to pull out all the stops. Ultimately though, there has to be one clear winner for this round, and my pick is Bronze Tiger. Takes this one on the basis he defeated a man who would have gave Bullseye a run for his money. Alright, round 3 goes home. Now let's talk about Bronze. He has enough speed and force to defend himself against any throw Bullseye might attempt to do. The man has countered moves to any form of martial arts, or has counter moves to any form of martial arts, making Bullseye a little unprepared for that surprise fact during their brawl. He gets a chokehold and he definitely knocks out Bullseye out cold. He has, because he's done that before, he's really good when it comes to submission techniques, which is impressive. He has kept the pace when fighting Deathstroke, who is a super soldier level with an exceptional healing factor to go with it. Battling it out as long as he did with him should indicate this fight would take time to the end, but it could end in Bronze Tiger's favor. Now let's talk about Bullseye. He has punched out some above his weight class. Talking of course of Juggernaut, he has defeated many using dollar bills and paper as the weapon to finish them. He also stopped a motorcycle on its tracks, showing he has strength and toughness. We still cannot forget his body is laced with adamantium metal, making it even much harder to actually eliminate as a whole person. He fought at the same time Daredevil and Elektra, which should indicate that the man can fight more than one person, and was quoted by Elektra to be so fast that he was everywhere at once. He's defeated characters like Wolverine's son, Black Widow, Gambit, Elektra, Moonlight, and Daredevil at one point. Ultimately, there has to be one clear winner for this round, and my pick is Bullseye, as he has more going for him when it comes to improvised fighting, meaning he can find things to throw as weapons at any given time. He has a fighting style that has bested some of the greatest in Marvel Comics, and has much more weapons to use on him than Bronze does. Alright guys, so that's it. If you guys liked my argument, you know what you can do. You can hashtag either one of these characters. But if you didn't like my argument and you want to make a compelling argument for the other character, you can always leave it down in the comment section below. Just please be respectful. And if you want to change my mind, you got to do it quickly, because I always put out a new episode of these characters every couple days or a couple weeks. So bear with me, folks. As always, No Purse fam, we really appreciate you guys keeping it 700 subs. Peace.